What up, y'all? Welcome to the nation. Monster Nation, that is. I'm your president, tour guide, your host, tenant, janitor, the owner, the landlord. I'm off the damn floor. How y'all doing? Um, have y'all seen this clip going around with Ja Rule? Is this new? I mean, I know it. I don't know if it's a new clip, but I know that the topic is old. It's Ja Rule is talking about the he responding to the top 100 rappers list in Billboard. Like I think it's from like a that was from like a year ago or from some time ago, at least a few months or several months, old several, not new several. Um, and he was talking about how like if they can't like they if it's Billboard's list, right? You can't. It's impossible to make that list without him. And he right. I have to say he's right. Right. If you want to talk about best lyricist or if anything other than just like the charts, and because if it's Billboard, then that suggests that you talking about the stats, you talking about like number one hit, records and all of that, record sales and all of that kind of stuff, and in that area ain't no denying what Ja Rule has done. You know what I mean? Ja Rule has he had the grip pliers on the game for quite a nice size plate, Keisha. You understand what I'm saying? And frankly, I was mad about it. I was mad about it. I was, I was. Which brings us to this episode of Sigma. Ja Rule's whole catalog, or damn near, not his whole catalog, but damn near Ja Rule's whole catalog, I was mad about. I was. Because it wasn't knocking, first, burst the ball. It wasn't nothing I could do to stop it. Right? You understand what I'm saying? And I ain't like it. It was, it was a style of music that I couldn't get away with. Now, mind you, I was always an MC who used melodies. I wasn't it wasn't like I was afraid to harmonize in my raps or in my hooks and all that. I do all of that. But Ja Rule he pushed it to another limit. He wasn't just harmonizing, he was harmonizing and he was singing to the women's. I mean, he was rapping to the women's. Well, he was singing and rapping to the women's. He was rap singing. He was strapping to the women's. Yeah. And that like we didn't like that on my side. In my section of hip hop, we didn't like that. Underground hardcore, like it wasn't our thing. And salute to Ja Rule, right? Let me not. Me and Ja Rule have always been cool. No, I don't know. We don't call each other and hang out with each other. That's my guy, right? And like I said in the beginning of this, I, there's no way Billboard could do. There's no way anybody could do a list with if they are focusing on stats and achievements and numbers and all of that, and you talking about hip hop rap music, you crazy. You can't leave Ja Rule alone. You know what I'm saying? So with all that aside, like I said, what he was doing, I couldn't have, even if I wanted to do that, which I probably at some point. Listen, I have tried. Listen. I have made records about women. I just ain't like them. So yes, maybe I was hating. Yes, I knew I couldn't do that though. Ja Rule voice deep, my voice deep, but I couldn't do that. I just couldn't. That wasn't an option to me. You know what I mean? Like, see, here's the thing. If that was like the Complex or or like, let's just say like any of those other platforms that make those lists, and I don't want to big none of them up because most of them don't. Most of them, none of them ever get it right. I want to see a top 100 list made by rappers. Word. I would love to see that. You know what I mean? But here's the thing, like, when you narrow it down to like, to maybe even if you don't narrow it down, let's just say somebody's top 10 or whatever. Like, you don't, whatever the conversation is, like somebody like Ja Rule, was Ja Rule not just the precursor to Drake? I mean, was he? I mean, he didn't sing as good as Drake. Ja Rule was more like, just, harmonize and use. I don't know if he was whatever. You know what I mean, right? Excuse me. But, you know, a lot of times when people talk about they top whatever and you bring up Drake, as good as Drake raps, there are a couple of things that people use to keep him out of the conversation. You know what I mean? And one of them is the fact that, he writes all his rap. Never mind. One of those is the fact that, and I don't know if they actually vocalized this specifically, but I'm just saying this from like my own frame of thinking, my psyche, the way I know how to read a room. Sometimes I know how to say what people are thinking that they don't know, they have not yet thought of the words to express. I have that skill sometimes, that ability sometimes. And what I'm thinking right now is you don't, you is not gonna get niggas ain't gonna put you in that conversation if you singing and rapping to the women's predominantly. Nobody is getting in that conversation if that's the main course of the meal, which the meal that is their catalog. You understand what I'm saying? You not get like that's not going. Even LL knew. So on every one of his albums, well, I can't say every one of them because I'm not that learned about the. I'm not. I don't know. I ain't listened to all of them. Let's just say that, right? But he will always do a joint where he got all of the hardest MCs of the era, put them on a song together, and he get on there and spaz out with them. 4, 3, 2, 1. I shot you. You know what I mean? He knew he was making all his records to the women's, and then he had to feed the animals too. You know what I mean? And Ja Rule wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? He was not feeding the animals. I mean, when he was beefing, he did have a. Let me not just. let me not get beside myself. New York was one of the hardest joints ever. Like, like it was what it was. Um, I mean, I love that joint. Oh, I did then, I do now. It was one of the, I don't know, the secret weapon that like three, four versuses. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, it was you had that, you had the when he was beefing when clapback. I liked clapback. It was another joint he had. I think it was on the Victory beat where he was going where he went in on during the G Unit and Shady beef and all that. He went in on that. He was rapping. Um, but yeah, so that's why I say not his entire catalog, but damn near, damn near his whole catalog. I was mad about. Again, half of these songs, if you played them right now, I know all the words to them. I can't think of them right now. You know what I'm saying? But So it was what it was. Like, I knew all them shits. I was like, yo, this nigga Ja Rule needs to be stopped. Be like, wasn't nothing we could do. I mean, we couldn't do nothing about this shit right here. We just had to get along, or whatever, or not. Anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, let me get 4 music notes. And if you really a citizen in the nation, to like, subscribe, hit the bell, share, and rate, and you can leave a super chat. You understand? You can leave a donation. You understand? This helps me do. It's helpful. It is. You know what I'm saying? All the things that make a page pop. Rock on, rock gone.